Hey, family, my name is Gordon. I'm a recovering addict. Y'all weird as fuck.
You're one of us.
Yeah, and I feel exactly at home. All right, this addict that I'm about to introduce and present to you guys is real near and dear to my heart. I watched this addict grow, change, become more spiritual. Sponsor me. It's not my sponsor, but
Be careful now.
yeah, it's a long ride home. But no, this addict has a really, really good message. You know, they do the work. You know, they write the steps. They do a lot in this process, right? And you can see it all over them. And it inspires me to want to be better, right? But I'm not going, oh. And if she started crying, don't give her no tissue, okay? Yeah, let her cry. All right, so I'm not going to hold you guys up. I'm going to introduce to you guys my wife, Adrienne J.
What's happening, West Virginia? Man. All right.
You want me to leave?
I'm not getting ready to talk about you. Man, my name is Adrienne. I'm an addict in recovery. I am nervous as can be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for a moment of silence so that I can ask that God to do what he always does. Let it be a decrease in me and an increase in him. Who are we not? God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference just for the day. Thank you. Man, this is what's up. I cannot believe this. I've been in my head about this all week, right? Seriously, because the disease told me. Right? First of all, let me thank you, the Ripley, the Mountaineer region, for asking me. It's a privilege, right? In the literature, it talks about we travel miles to come and help support other meetings, right? And conventions. So first of all, I want to say to y'all, I'm honored. I'm talking about honored, right? I'm in a room full of addicts. And everybody decided to be in the same place to do the same thing today. Right? Recover a day at a time. Right? That's huge. That's huge. That's huge. So anywho, let me tell you about the disease, right? It said you don't have nothing to say. Nobody gives a shit and nobody wants to hear what you have to say. For sure. Right? She looking at me like, what? Is that what it said? No. No. Don't do that. Don't do it. So anywho, right? We made a commitment, right? What? You can't hear me?
That's right.
Oh.
Start over.
Let's see.
You either carry it or stay in one place.
I don't know how I'm going to do both. Either or. Okay, let's see. I definitely can't carry it. I'll try to stand still. The old lie's dead, right? We do recover. We do. We do recover. I know that because I'm in this room, right? And the diversity in this room is our strength. Right? We come from far and near to help one another stay clean a day at a time. And somehow that became the most important thing in our lives. An addict? I don't know what y'all used, but I didn't give a shit about nobody. Right? It was always about the one more. Right? Not kids, not me, not nobody. None of that was important. And I'm standing here and I'm trying to get some things out before I cry. Because I'm going to start this story, right? I'm going to try not to mess up my own story. I'm going to try not to f this up. Okay? Seriously. Let me see. If I have 15 years, last time I was in West Virginia, I was in Hazleton. Now, I don't know if y'all know what that is or where that is, but that's the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Right? That was the last time I was in that state, in this state. How? Thank you. Somebody got it, right? Somebody got it. That an addict from Detroit could be in Paintsville, Kentucky, at a convention and end up in West Virginia. And we talking about we do recover. We talking about a 360. I'm back on my own steam. I didn't need Con Air to move me around this time. That's a real thing. No shit. That's a real plane. I swear. It's a real plane. For real. If you know, you know. Right? Man, listen. You know, it just don't get better than this, man. It don't get better than this. I could stand here and talk about the benefits of this program, right? That I got a few things. I got a pay raise because I don't get a dope man on my money no more, right? I could tell you that I'm the mom that didn't raise her kids, right? That see them regularly. You know, I could tell you that I got 17. No, I'm lying. I feel like it's more than that. But 15, it's a lot of them. 15 grandkids, right? Right? I could tell you that in the last year, I had the privilege and honor to pour into my granddaughter, right? And this will be important to us in a minute, right? Because we got her. And when you see you, I'm talking about when you thought it was still okay, when you thought it was just weed, when it was fun. That's what we thought, right? But you know, I'm old, so I don't know shit. You know. Right? Because somebody told us, don't go around there messing with boo-boo and them. Right? Josh house not good. That's not a good place. Don't go over there. They told us. They told us don't go over there. And we didn't listen. Because we thought we were younger, faster, smarter. Only we were speeding into destruction. Speeding. I was a speeding bullet. Man. And me and my husband took our granddaughter in, man, right? And when you look back over your life, see, this program is about change. Results counted here. Right? We all came in here and we all got the same tale. It might be a different place or who we hung out with was different, right? but we're more similar than we are different. Right? We got these seats because we fucked our life up. I don't got to share the other part, right? We all know how we got here. Right? And when you look at the addict that's picking up for the first time, and you know it, and you powerless to help, powerless. It's me all over. Powerless. You can be prayed over, counseled, right? You know what I mean? But an addict won't stop unless they're ready. And what it tells me in this literature, really we need to be beaten. That's what it says. Yeah. Completely beaten. Yeah. Anyway, I have no idea, because I thought about this and I knew I had set it up and I thought I was going to say some things, and I'm so off track right now, I don't even know where we're at. I don't know. I don't. I really don't. I'm just grateful to be in this room, to be in this number, right? Lost Dreams Awaken, man. I just, this program, this is the best I ever lived. If you're new here, please keep coming and don't use, right? And I mean, please keep coming. I'm talking about, I need you to be here, right? And there's some suggestions. Please follow them. And I know that's difficult for us as addicts. I'll do it my way. You know, let's see how it works. Yeah, you know, they said just follow these steps, right? 90 and 90. Get a sponsor. Get telephone numbers. Use them. Yeah, I didn't follow that part either. Still today, I'm still trying to get better at that. You know, a day at a time, picking up that phone is like a cement block. And it's not that I don't need help and want help. And it's not that if I see you, I won't, interact. But the phone, I think it's designed only to play games on. I'm serious. Like my phone, that's all it's good for. I don't even think nobody called me on my phone, for real. But if you're new here, please, this program works. And it's not because I'm standing here sharing it. It's a room full of addicts. This is a worldwide fellowship, right? Addicts that have found a new way to live, right? Stop using drugs. Stop using drugs, man. Now, see, I wanna kind of take a turn from that stop using drugs, because if we talking about we do recover and the old lies dead, right? And this is a process, right? And we don't graduate, then once we put the drugs down, now what's the problem? Huh? See, I don't know what your problem is, right? And if I don't keep doing the work and sorting through, what my problem is will change, right? And see, I don't want to get to the point where the dope is the problem again, because it can be, right? We talking about change and attitudes and behaviors, right? We talking about the benefit of getting to know yourself. I was 42 when I got here. And see, I thought I knew who I was. I did. I really thought I knew some shit about me, right? Only to get here and only to realize that I was so fucked up. And that living in active addiction distorted everything about me. Everything. everything. And it says in here that this works in all areas of your life. That's what the literature tells me, right? I'm in fact, before I left home, I'm cycling back through my step work because I didn't know this either, right? I didn't know that trying to live and grow on old step work don't really work. Damn! Yeah. Damn! I know it. It's going, this is bad up here. It's really bad. But you know what I'm going to tell you? You get here and you think that some things are happening in your life. And maybe initially you believe it's a problem. Right? But really, it's an opportunity for growth. Right? Because, see, when I say I thought I knew myself, I didn't. I didn't know anything about me. I could tell you that I was hurt, right? And I'm talking about the pain comes from childhood, right? I'm talking about feeling less than. I wasn't pretty enough. I wasn't bright enough. I didn't have long enough hair. You know, the whole thing. Right? The lies we tell ourselves just on a basic level. Like, why did I think I wasn't good enough? Like, why did that torment me? Right? And then why did that turn into the catalyst for my addiction? Right? Because I wanted to fit in. I wanted somebody to love me, but I was always looking for this stuff in all the wrong places. Right? The streets was calling my name. They was calling my name. Right? And we sit around here, and this room is full of intelligent people. Creative, smart, innovative, right? I'm so grateful that once we get here and we thrust together, that we can find a new way to live, right? And the opportunities become available to us, right? The possibilities are endless, right? Endless. That no matter how I felt about me or what happened in my trauma in my young life, it doesn't have to define me today. Not today. Not today. Right? This program has afforded me a life that I never saw coming. Right? And I don't want to miss the opportunity to say that I travel, right? I'm on vacation right now. Now, somebody might get this piece. I'm on vacation. They gonna pay me. Huh? They gonna pay me to be here, right? So that means that I've been somewhere long enough and I showed up on time, right? And made a commitment to do something for long enough that they say, not only are we going to pay you on a weekly basis, we're going to give you some benefits. Well, huh? Man, listen. That one right there, talking about benefits of the program. I got a job. You know, I got a job today. Right? For the first time in my life, y'all, I bought a car. I went to the lot and I picked it out. Right? No, and this is just benefits. I ain't bragging, right? Because we all got here some kind of way. 2 wheels, 4 wheels, however, you know, airplane, train, automobile, we don't care. Right? We all showed up. Right? I'm talking about if you stay here and you do the work. Right? Not only can you go get some stuff, you can keep it. Huh? Yeah. I signed my own name. Yeah. I didn't need no cosigner. Nobody had to show up. They not harassing my dad, right, for payment. Benefits of the program, right? See, this, I don't know. I'm excited about this part, right? I am really excited about this part, and those are for sure benefits, but they're material things, right? The peace that this program has given me, the peace. Yeah. The peace. I don't have to be nobody. Right? I don't have to be nobody. Talking about the old lie. See, the stigma, and it talks about it, right? The stigma is the last thing to leave. I'm talking about an adequate clean time, recovering a day at a time, working the program to the best of your ability. That's me, right? I do the best I can, right? Now, I'm human, so I fall short a lot of days. No. A lot of days. This guy, and just that fast, you threw off my train of thought. I love you. I fall short. And where was that? Sweet Jesus, help me. Yeah, I'm human. And so I'm a wander off course, right? I'm a wander off course. But see, this program, man, I come here and I can tell y'all how fucked up I am, right? No matter what I'm going through. The first thing that happens is y'all decide to love me and give me a hug. Wow. I don't know about y'all, but it was a time when I probably didn't want to be close to me. I don't know what your story looked like. But at the end of the road for me, man, listen, bathing one part of it, eating one part of it, none of those things. So to turn into a person that loves their self today, I'm standing here and I'm so ever so grateful. I'm ever so grateful. I really am. And I don't know what I'm saying, and I am so all over the place, and I usually am a little more grounded than this. But I have to believe, right, that somebody in here will hear some message of hope, right? That any addict can lose the desire to use and find a new way to live, right? And that's the truth. As long as you follow this way, right? Relapse don't have to be part of your story, right? We know that because it tells us in the literature, right? If you follow the NA way, we've not seen an addict relapse, right? That's what it says to us. And I don't know how much time I got. A long time? Am I losing my mind up here? Oh my God, this guy. You know what? Let me talk about being married. And I said I wasn't going to talk. See, there you go. Sometimes this program will afford you some shit that is more work than the actual step work. Yeah, that part. Relationships can be a terribly painful area. Terribly painful. And living with another addict. Living with another addict. I'm going to say this, that unfortunately, this thing shows us, right, that no matter what happens to me, I have to see the part I play in it. Right? I can't say what you did to me, right? So what happened? Was it something I allowed? Was it? Yeah. Did I ask for this? And see, my husband, as much as I love his ass, he is nerve-wracking. Right? But we going to stay on, we do recover. Because I didn't know how much work it was going to take to be married. I'm serious. Like somebody, like when we decided and he asked me, all of the married women in my life, nobody pulled me to the side and said, like, you need to really know what you're doing. Seriously. One person said to me, talk about everything. That today I realized was the best advice. I didn't get it at first. I thought that I had to learn to use my words, right? I thought that there was some, basic, no, let me tell the truth. Let me not lie, right? Unrealistic expectations. Unrealistic. Right? We come into this thing and we think that somebody that says, I love you and I want you for the rest of your life, blah, 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 that there comes some basic stuff with that. That's not always true. Yeah, but we're addicts and we're human and we're fallible. Seriously. Right? And then on top of that, I can tell you he's an asshole, but the reality is it's really not even him, it's me. Right? See, nobody said that when you say I do, I forgot that I drug all of that old shit in here with me into the program, into the marriage. Nobody told me that. Right? I'm like, oh shit. I suffer from distrust of men. For real. Betrayal. Right? What's the other one? People leave you. Abandonment. Damn it. I got that from my mom. Now I'm trying to learn to love somebody else that's in a space that's supposed to be loving and caring. Now maybe it's some old timers in here that got some years of marriage under their belt, and maybe you'll pull me to the side and tell me how to ease on down this road, because this thing has been volatile. I'm talking about really volatile, man. I thought I had did some step work and, not recovered, but, damn sure close. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing all right. And then you bring a person in. Right? If you're not in a relationship, if you're thinking about it, get to know the person. Get to know the person first, get to know you. Seriously. Damn it, man. She gonna get up there and spill all the fucking beans. No, I'm serious. I struggle with relationships, and I thought I was a social butterfly. All the things I told myself were lies. You know what I mean? Talking about the old lies dead. If I'm not careful, I'll tell myself a new one today. If I'm not careful. Yeah. If I'm not careful, if I don't keep a watch on me and continue to come here and get the help that I need, right, for my diseased thinking, I believe that my husband should do whatever the fuck I tell him. That doesn't work out. Not at all. Never. I struggle, my character defects, right? When you do this work, you do find out a lot of things about yourself. And my sponsor always says that this is like an onion, right? And you peel it a layer at a time. And the more work you do, the more work it seems like it needs to be done, right? Because you uncover some different and new shit. Like, damn, now I gotta, I struggle with this, right? First it was just procrastination and greed and self-righteousness and control, right? Now, if surrender, right, leads to recovery, then why I can't surrender to some of the shit if I know it says it right in here that control is impossible. But I struggle with that. I need you to do what I say do when I say do it, and it'll all be better. Yeah. I mean, if you just do it the way I say, fucking good recovering ass, and that's been hitting me in the head. It has. And I told y'all about my grandbaby, right? I wanted to shake the life out of her because unfortunately she left us, right? She is now on her journey. And I'm so saddened by that, right? Because I wanted to shake the life out of her, which I'm sure this is how my parents felt. This is how my family members felt, right? Because they could see the road I was on, and they knew that it was going to end badly. But there was nothing they could do. They were powerless, right? And somehow I believe that if I said one more thing, right, and like a 12-step work, right? If I stay on the call just one more minute, if I say the one more thing, right? If I pour into you, if I give you enough love, you won't have to follow this road of destruction. And not that this ain't a bad room, right? Because we were thrust together and it's a benefit being here. But damn, when you powerless, you can't control it, and all you can do is go to your higher power and pray. Yeah, that's it. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. That's all I can do with my husband. That's all I can do with my marriage. It's really all I can do with me, right? Is pray to a God that He'll see me through whatever I'm going through. Whatever I'm going through. Because in this life, this recovery piece is not easy, right? If people told you, you in your first year and, I'm walking around on a pink cloud, it's bullshit. Life is coming down the fucking pike. Yeah, it's coming, right? In fact, being new for me was harder because all I could see was destruction, right? And the wreckage of my past, right? And I had to fix that, right? So that I could feel better about myself. I had to get a list. They told me, write your goals down, right? They said, check them off. I need a driver's license. I need to pay the court system. I owe somebody. All of the things that you have to do to become a productive member of society, right? Which adds to your self-esteem, being responsible. It does. It adds to your self-esteem. Yeah, I don't have to run and hide anymore. I pay bills today. Benefits of the program. Yeah, them fucking bills. I'm serious, man. And that's the funny thing, right? We get here and finally we're doing grown-up things and it's a benefit of the program, right? Most people are like, you should have been doing that shit, right? But it didn't come that easy for me. It just didn't, right? It just didn't. This that basic stuff. I'm grateful that rehabs and halfway houses are in my story at the beginning. Not that I didn't know how to clean up or cook or take care of myself, but I had forgotten. Right? I needed some structure in my life. I needed somebody to tell me when the alarm rings, get up. You know, go look for a job. That's what productive members of society do. Right? They don't steal for what they need anymore. Because what we used to do out there, it don't work in here no more. It just don't. This is a new way of live. It's a new way of life, man. I'm not going to hold y'all hostage all night with this because I'm babbling. But I do want to share one thing. When you do the work, right, we're talking about carrying the message. In order to carry the message, you have to put something in to get something out, right? And anybody can share, right, your experience, strength, and hope. But we're responsible for what we share, right? Especially to the newcomer. So please do the work. It helps everybody, most of all you. In step 12 in the basic text, it says, the message, however, is meaningless unless we live it. As we live it, our lives and actions give it more meaning than our words and literature ever could. Thanks for letting me share.